All right, it was an article wrote on Heavy.com about the Detroit Lions and a couple players that could get cut that I really wouldn't even think about could get cut. Um, let's talk about it. Uh, Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the bell icon button, share the video. Best way to help the channel out. I'm feeling dangerous today, and I think I will do a live stream. So, the two players that was in danger of being cut, danger! You know, in my missile flow, get on the flow. We're right here, say been so long. You know, I was watching his Unsung yesterday on TV. One of those documentaries are great. So, people remember Mystical out there, the old enough people. He was full of energy. He was like the southern version, and I'm not disrespecting him of DMX. We talking about the delivery and energy, but with Breshad Perriman and Jahlani getting possibly on the chopping block, the Breshad Perriman makes me think that a trade is coming, and or they don't pick a receiver off the waiver wire. They trade for N'Keal Harry, and they gonna trade for James Washington. Which they should trade for James Washington. That's just stupid not to trade for James Washington. And Perriman been injured, and that's been his calling card. I know his father played here, but I'm pretty sure ain't too many people left in the organization. Ain't too many people left in the organization that was here when his father played. Brett Perriman, you know, he also was in. Remember the first University of Miami 30 for 30. His father was there. He came over, I believe, from New Orleans, and you know, like I said before, man, I'm thinking that he's never injured and he's never healthy, and they didn't get enough insurance behind him and Terrell Williams. Williams is injured again with a groin injury, but expected to be back by week 1. And my thing was they didn't do enough. They didn't do enough to put Depp in the receiver core to help Jared Goff out. And we're gonna get to Jared Goff later before we get to live. And I just didn't like that because you had a quarterback that struggled with a better offensive mind and a whole bunch of better offensive weapons. And then, you know, your top two receivers you banking on, one was injured the majority of his career, Brett Perriman, and Tyrell Williams was coming off a shoulder injury. That just didn't make no sense. You know, if you was going to just, you know, do it that way, you should have just drafted a rookie, took the 2 first and the 3rd, and they could have kept Jared Goff, and they lied about that. They gave the Lions an extra pick to take Jared Goff, and I think it probably was the 3rd, or I think it was the 3rd or one of the first to take Jared Goff for Stafford, and I think that's what it was. But they said a pair of Lions veteran players named top cut candidates. They said Detroit Lions have what it looks to be a pretty tight roster. Bubble and spot given intense competition on their roster. This could mean bad news for a few players. The borderline last weekend, Dan Campbell admitted that he could be some surprises in store for the Detroit Lions roster during the cut season. And thus far, it's been more clear he could be talking about several players' spots likely need to finish to fight to camp in preseason in order to feel like roster future is intact. Dan Campbell explained Breshad Perriman watched the situation. He says it's true Perriman has been quiet at camp during preseason, slowed by a hip injury that's left him a potentially precarious spot in terms of his future on the team, even despite the fact that the Lions prioritized him in March with a contract. Remember, they tried to sign, what was old boy name? DeMarcus Robinson, whatever his name is, Robinson from the Kansas City Chiefs, and he went back on a cheaper deal. Speaking before practice Monday, August 23rd, Campbell was asked about Perriman relates to what he's done the team so far. And as he explained, he doesn't have a good idea of what Perriman can give to his roster, partially because he hasn't been on the field early. Quote, I think it's hard to say right now. There's just hasn't been enough out there, Campbell told the media. Quote, he had a hip injury. He comes back, and he's solid the other night for the plays, but he had an OPI offensive pass interference, which he knows better than. He doesn't need to do that. His speed and his routes is enough for him to get where he wants. Is enough for him to where he'd win on that. So I think he'll be better coming off a hip. He's kind of got a game under him, but I think the room right now is still up for grabs. I think there's a heavy competition going on in that room right now. Tavai, in spite of all the positive staff seems to say about Tavai, the rough play has led to the notion that firmly on the roster bubble without stepping up and playing well. When he given a chance, Lions will have other players. So we all know Tavai is on the bubble. They don't even need to be expressed. So yeah, Perriman, he ain't been healthy. He always injured. So that's probably why he probably gonna be on his way out, because his ass always injured. He injured already, and they didn't do enough. They didn't do a great enough job building depth. They did at the receiver. They got a lot of unknown variables, a lot of young guys. So it was talks about. There were talks about Quintez Cephas not making the roster, and that's true. Cephas and Perriman, that roster is pretty young and unproven. And if Goff do play well, we might be in a situation where, he might have some drops or not enough experience. But at the same time, yeah, I definitely could see Perriman not making the team. I don't even know why they signed him because he's always injured. I don't even know why they brought his ass here. He's always injured. Never been happy. Players don't come to Detroit. Players don't come to Detroit and get healthy. Let's be real. Players don't come here and be like, I'm going to get healthy and play hard in Detroit and all that shit. Nah. That shit don't happen here. But I mean, they probably like this speed. They probably was going to play action and stretch the field with Williams and him. That just didn't happen. Okay? That hasn't happened yet where him and Williams have consistently been on the... I don't even think they've been on the field together. So, like I said before, that's something they got to figure out. That's something that they got to figure out, and something that they got to do. But like I said before, you do have James Washington to kill Harry out there, some guys to trade for. So, I mean, I don't know why wouldn't you? I know you don't want to sacrifice future capital, but shit, you got to do what you got to do not to be an embarrassment, because if him and Holmes don't win enough games year one, they could be fired. I don't care what y'all say. They could be fired. If they don't win enough games early on, they could be fired. Because they not... I know Dan Campbell ain't in. He ain't even got expensive... he don't even have an expensive a contract. So like I said before, shit can go left quick. If they go 0-17, they got to cut him. They go 1-16, they got to fire him. I don't care. That rebuild wasn't that bad. That rebuild was not that bad. Even when you 0-16, they didn't win. They didn't go 0-17 again. So yeah, they gotta win a certain amount of games, like it or not. And I was the only one talking about how the kicker position was up for grabs too. Not too many people talking about the kicker position, and it is up for grabs. They should have kept. I don't care how many kicks he missed last year. It still ain't too much of a upgrade or downgrade from Randy Bullock. But hey, that is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about Perriman and Jahlani being on the chopper block. Don't forget me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All my links there. You can reach out if you want to advertise your channel, video request, chop it up. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313, PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate. Sure to be subscribed to the channel and thumbs up the video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.